we will send you your 10% off discount code to top8gaming.com. Welcome to the channel. Okay, so Sebastian here has a pretty interesting hand. 5 lands, Blessed Alliance, and Path to Exile. He's going to go ahead and Inquisition away the Path to Exile. Sebastian's just going to play face up here, make things a little bit easier, save some time. Kyle looks to have a few lands in hand. Grim Flayer's the play. Now, of course, the Flayer, he might just be on the idea of he has to kind of just fight through this Blessed Alliance. He knows it's there. He knows the second he goes to attack with that Grim Flayer, if it's the only one attacking, which is likely the case, it's also going to get Blessed Allianced away, so... We'll have to see what Kyle decides to do on his following turn, because that's where it will matter. Backs to Basics as well also. Appreciate the name. It's good. It's a good name. Okay, so actually Kyle did have the answer to it, though. He Inquisitions away the Blessed Alliance. And Sebastian has just drawn lands, so this is not very exciting here for Sebastian. He's drawn 8 lands now. Sorry, 7 if you don't count the one he fetched out of his deck, of course. I guess this is how Kyle gets back into it. So it looks like there's a Goyf, a Thoughtseize, and a Damnation. Kyle is not able to turn on Delirium with those 3 cards. He currently has Sorcery and Land. He's able to add Creature if he wants. He's just going to add a couple Sorceries to the graveyard. Does he have another 2-drop? He does not. Oh, there's a Coco, which apparently he's showing Kyle. Horizon Canopy. So Kyle's hand looks to be Fatal Push, Abrupt Decay, and Tarmogoyf. Yeah, Flayer is not Delirious still. It is only 2 power. Sebastian is at 17. There's a Goyf. Sebastian's now at 16. So Tarmogoyf right now is a 2/3. Only land and sorcery available for Kyle at the moment. Yep, another 2 from the Grim Flayer. Here we have a trigger. There's a Path to Exile, a Ghost Quarter. I didn't get a look at the last card. He can add a 3rd card type here with that Path to Exile. Or sorry, Goyf is actually bigger. Sorry, Goyf also has instant. So Goyf is a 3/4. Flayer is still a 2/2. He's going to add land only to the graveyard, so Flayer will stay a 2/2. I mean, Sebastian's going to have access to Coco, though, so that's pretty good. Yep. And I imagine he's just going to pass the turn as he does, yep. Sebastian's just going to show him the land as well, I guess. Sure. I think at this point, Sebastian just kind of saying, look at all the lands I drew. Yeah, collect a company. Here we go in response to the attacks after they've been declared. What do we get? We get a Knight and we get a Courser. Okay, so the Knight is currently a 4/4. Courser's a 2/4. Yeah, we know he has Path, so that's fine. That's going to eat the Knight. He can get a basic out of his deck if he has another one in there. He's still... okay. So that's going to add enchantment and creature to the graveyard for Goyf. So if I'm not mistaken, Goyf is now a 5/6. Flare is still a 2/2 though. He only added instant. Yeah, creature, enchantment, instant, sorcery, land. That course are doing double duty for Tarmogoyf. So this, I believe, is an attack for 7. Because Grimflayer is still not delirious. Yeah. There's a Grimflayer trigger. Looks like there's some land there. I believe 2 lands. Maybe not. Maybe just the 1 land. But he puts 2 back on top. Puts a Verdant into the graveyard. Eternal Witness off the top for Sebastian. He's going to get back Path to Exile. Play a Sacred Foundry and pass the turn. So this is pretty good. I mean, Path can deal with the Goyf, and he can trade the Witness for the Flare. He will take 3 damage, or sorry, 1 damage for it. But what does Kyle have? Okay, he just has the kill spell for it. Sure, that's fine. He's going to Path away the Goyf in response. Flare, still just a 2/2. Goyf, of course, in exile, so still no creature in Kyle's yard. Kyle will drop Sebastian to 5. Did he miss his Flare trigger? No, there we go. Okay. So a Swamp, another Grim Flare, and I believe another Tarmogoyf. Yeah, so Delirium is now online. What do we have here? Off the top, Sebastian, big draw. That's a land. That's not big at all. He would have had 1 more draw step there. How much that would have mattered, I'm not too sure. But that is going to even things up here. So Kyle does take game 2. We are going to have a game 3 here. Hopefully Sebastian doesn't draw... I think he drew, what, like 11 lands there? And fetched a 12th, I think, or maybe even 13th, but... Yeah, so not a lot of action there for Sebastian that hand. Kyle had some very timely removal spells, as Abzan typically does. Plays lots of removal so it can kind of keep the board clear of its enemies' threats. What are we going to do here? Kyle going back to the drawing board for some sideboard choices possibly here. Okay, looks like Kyle's made a couple more choices here. Looks like Liliana's are out, Explosives are out, there's a Siege Rhino out. Looks like he's debating bringing back in those Explosives. Fulminator Mage, Gideon, Nihil Spellbomb. I'm curious why the Cage isn't in the deck. Cage fights Coco and Cord. And I believe the only answer Sebastian has for it is Qasali Pride Mage, unless he brings in Sideboard Hate. But that seems like a stretch for a Cage. Okay, Kyle is bringing in his Cage now, though, looks like. Maybe not. Maybe I spoke too soon. Kyle thinking long and hard here what he wants to do with his sideboard for game 3. I believe he decided on no more changes by the looks of it, so... Alright, so let's see what happens for game 3. Sebastian is on the play. He's going to want to have... His best start is going to be either a turn 1 Birds of Paradise and Noble Hierarch. That is the optimal turn 1 for him. It's also optimal to not draw, a million lands. So we'll see if he can avoid that as well. Top 8 Gaming. As always, I am Ryan. Thank you for joining me tonight, guys. We've got for you tonight, I believe, all right. All right, so Kyle, all right, we're good to go here. So players going to draw their opening 7. All right, let's see what we can do here. Sebastian looks to have lands and spells from what I can see. A lot of white, so I believe there's a Path to Exile in his hand. I think he has a Blessed Alliance again. I see some lands there for sure. I don't have a full look there, but okay, he's got 2 Path to Exiles, a Blessed Alliance, and a Knight, and 3 lands. That's pretty good. Kyle does have the ever important turn 1 Thoughtseize, though. This will be able to take away. Interesting choice, as he can take away the Knight, which is currently Sebastian's only threat. He can also take paths. We'll take a path. Take a Blessed Alliance, but that doesn't seem the greatest. Cody has returned. Victory, sir, or
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you play?
The other Cheerios deck.
The other Cheerios deck. Was it any closer this time?
No.
No, okay.
No. Well, actually, he got to like 40-ish life both times.
Yeah, I mentioned that in the first round. How sometimes Reservoir is able to just get to a life total where you can't kill them, but
Doesn't
when you
count
attack
against
for infinite, it
yeah.
doesn't care. Yeah.
I had to explain the combo to him. He's only been playing for 2 weeks. But
He has.
quite well.
Yeah, he's
Played
he
quite
hasn't-
well.
Yeah, I know the other one. He usually goes Torwellen Store.
Yeah.
So I see him quite a bit. And yeah.
Yeah. He played it
picked
well.
up-
He thought Metalwork Colossus was reduced by 1 for each Cheerio.
Ooh.
So he was just like, I'm not playing these anymore. Like once we finish, he was like, okay, now that I've learned, like.
Sure.
But yeah.
Fair
So
enough.
this is the beginning of game 3.
This is beginning game 3. Yeah, Kyle was able to take game 2. Sebastian drew about 1 million lands.
Well, that is a quick way to lose.
Yeah. Here we have a Tarmogoyf. It is currently a 3/4. Sorcery, creature, and land. Sebastian, again, Kyle knows about the Alliance here, which is a little awkward. He also knows there's double path.
Ooh, just drew a good one though.
Yeah, he drew Cage, it looked like, right? That's
Yeah.
what I think I saw. Yeah, Cage is pretty nice. Sebastian, so that's going to turn off his Cocos and turn off his Chords.
Oh, does he play chords?
I don't know if he has
I don't
Chords.
think Nightfall
I don't think he
traditionally
does.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he does. But, if he does, they're
Yes.
turned off now.
Yeah.
So an attack, and no... This to me means he likely has a Spell Queller in hand. Kyle's
It's awkward because
shock.
like
Yeah, it's Spell Queller, sure.
you might not get the Graph Diggers, but yeah, all right. Kyle still has 2 mana tapped. I assume that's for the Grim Flare.
Yeah, he tapped it preemptively there. The second that Sebastian just says, yeah, I don't have any effects on your attack, like you have to be reading Spell Queller, right?
Ooh.
Little flare.
Yeah.
I like it.
Some style.
Yeah, so there's the Grim Flare again. Game 2, it never got delirious till the very end.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier when we were just like kind of practicing how much he thinks that Grim Flare can really be a liability when you're not putting cards into your graveyard fast enough.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, Kyle knows this deck better than most. Like
Yes.
How often he's played it, and he was telling me that Grim Flare is like not delirious as often as you think it would be.
So I believe Sebastian's at 15 now after he shocked in that Hallowed Fountain. All right, so Kyle draws a land for the turn. That's not very
No, he
exciting.
drew Nile Spellbomb.
Oh, okay. Well, he also has Damnation, which is pretty good.
Yeah, Damnation's good.
It's
but
not the best because
Yeah.
you're trading 2 of your premium creatures
for a Graph Digger's Cage, basically.
for a
to
cage
be able
in
to
play.
cast
Yeah.
a cage. It's weird. You want to be able to do this after a Coco.
Yeah.
But you might be able to get a Coco out of Seb's hand right now.
Nope, we're gonna go ahead and Blessed Alliance. Does he also path away this Grim Flare?
It seems wise.
I mean, you really don't want to give Kyle a trigger. Yeah, I think it's fine. And now there's no. I mean, the Damnation's now 1-for-1, and I get a Grafdigger's Cage back, so it's not as poorly looking as it was before this.
No, yeah,
fine.
Kyle's certainly more incentivized to fire it off. I actually think you do. He doesn't have action in hand outside of the Spell Bomb. Spell Bomb's not great because
There's no Knight in play.
yeah,
so it doesn't
Seb's graveyard is not loaded at all.
He also already removed one of the Knights thanks to Thoughtseize on turn 1.
All right, he's going to go with the Spell Bomb.
Sure.
Saving the Damnation for a bit more value. I just think if you can get the Grafdigger's Cage down,
You're in a really good spot.
you're in a great spot. Like
the problem is now I feel like,
you can like Coco in response. And this is a problem too. He's about to cast a Voice of Resurgence.
that's pretty good, yeah.
Which is pretty good against what he's doing right now. Because the Damnation gets worse now.
It sure does. Okay, land. So just a Path to Exile in Sebastian's hand now. So the next threat Kyle has is just going to be gone. Kyle right now, he did draw off the Horizon Canopy. I believe he found a land, though.
Not what he was looking for, if that's the case.
No, definitely not. Damnation is, of course, still a play he can make here. It would leave Sebastian with a 1/1 Knight, or 1/1 Elemental, rather.
But, like, I think it's the play he's going to make. I think because...
I think it's correct. It looks like he's actually brutalitying it away. He's thinking of brutality escalated twice, because that would. I mean, I don't think you need to do the drain. I think you only need to escalate it once. You can, if you really want, you can kill the voice, and you can take the path out of his hand. Okay, sure, it's the animation though.
Now, this is fine because you do get the cage back on board.
Yeah.
All he has is an elemental, and it's hard for him to populate the board that quickly.
Yeah. Without Coco, especially.
Exactly. So he's actually navigated this to get to a reasonable spot.
Yeah, he just needs to find action now himself.
Yeah.
He needs to find actual.
He does have a Dark Confidant in hand.
Does he? Okay.
But he knows about path.
Yes.
So he's gonna have to play brutality then Dark Confidant. So he's gonna basically time walk himself there. Oh boy.
What's a good one though?
That's a really good rip for Seb. That's like the last one Kyle wanted to see. Every other one is like better than that.
Yeah, I mean, Pride Mage can kill the cage. That's about it, though.
He can't play on Seb's turn until he gets rid of it.
Yes. I mean, brutality. I mean, he can brutality away the token and the path if he wants to.
Yeah.
It's not great.
No.
And then he goes follow with a Dark Confidant of his own. But then he's staring at a pair of 2/2s.
Yeah, that's the awkward part, right?
And that just turns Bob into a trade, right? So.
Kyle did navigate this game quite well for the hand he was dealt, but
he got us to a good spot, but then Sebastian drew back-to-back voices.
Yeah, and voices are a big problem.
So brutality is going to kill the token and take away the path.
Interesting.
And then he's going to play Dark Confidant. Yeah, this is a free attack for Sebastian. I mean,
if he wants, like he might want to represent something, but I doubt he does. Kyle's just going to take it.
Yep.
I feel like you activate the township. Maybe not. All right. Seb obviously drew something.
Okay, that's not bad. That gets rid of the voice cleanly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the few ways that Abzan has to really just get rid of a voice on both sides.
Yeah, Kyle is down to 7 off of that path.
Yeah, he's in danger of losing the life race, and we'll see if this matters, because the Gavany Township activation might have been worth it. Mm-hmm. We'll see. I feel like in Seb's spot, the only cards you can have here are Path or Blessed Alliance. I don't think it's worth leaving up a Spell Queller.
Sure.
Because Kyle didn't have removal, but he drew it, so fair enough.
I don't know what we don't know what's in Sebastian's hand, so he's gonna get a basic land here.
Super Forest.
Attack for 2. Yep. Okay, Blessed Alliance.
Escalated.
You sacrifice and I gain 4 life.
What's the last mode? Untap?
Untap 2 creatures.
So he didn't want that one, eh?
I don't know why.
Yeah.
But a backup Dark Confidant.
Untap the Dark Confidant.
He could have, yeah. Before it died.
Still die.
Can it even untap your opponent's creatures? I don't even know.
We asked the hard questions here.
The important ones. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's some synergy. What just happened?
Kyle played a second Dark Confidant.
Yeah, I think Seb just resolved the Coco.
Well, he scryed 6 to the bottom is what he did there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Nice. Oh no.
Okay, Kyle
it's happening.
2.
Bob, no.
Kyle's gonna fold a 5.
Kyle's gonna flash the Scouting Ooze. That's likely gonna end the game though.
Yeah. That one's pretty good.
I will note that Kyle could have sacked a Nihil Spellbomb a few turns ago, and he didn't, and it's looking really good right now.
Yeah.
He gets to exile the creatures in Seb's graveyard, leave the cantrip.
Don't know how many are in his graveyard right now. I know there. He only has one green source at the moment, so Sebastian can find an answer to it right now. He didn't. He's gonna get rid of another green source. I don't think Kyle plays a second 4, so that is important.
It is.
He's now left to only doing 1 a turn, but the other problem here is, of course, he's now attacking for a lot more. So Dark Confidant reveal. What do we got?
He did gain life, so he needs to
Yeah,
reveal like
6.
running Siege Rhinos.
So that just negates the life.
Yeah, these should be fine for
the
him.
Rhinos are out of his deck, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. As long as he doesn't show like a 4-drop there, I think he runs away with the game. And Noble Hierarch's actually good because it's another green source, although he won't be able to eat this turn. Seb scoops.